Welcome to Four Movies, where I will be discussing four movies. I used to discuss four movies that had something in common, but I've got to that point in the booklets where they don't match up like that anymore. It's like they can't all match up. Now they all, the one thing they all have in common is they're in my collection. But I've already used that joke. So let's move on. As I say, got my mug. You can see that, but it's got the whole crew from the Animaniacs in there. Most of them. Yeah, most of them. They had a reboot of Animaniacs that came out. You know who they didn't have in it? The Goodfellas. That's not the name, but it's a spoof off the Goodfellas called Good Pigeons. I have a shirt for that. I have to wear that next time. But anyways, let's talk about four movies. Let's go. First movie, boom, Premium Rush. Premium Rush stars Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Michael Shannon, and it is about a bike messenger who gets a package that he has to deliver, but there's people that want to stop him, and he's going to deliver it no matter what, because the good guys might not be the good guys, and the bad guys might not be as bad as they're talking about, but they might be. Who knows? We don't know all the ins and outs. He don't know all the ins and outs. He's figuring it out in a Premium Rush. Fun movie, though. I thought it was pretty action-packed. Like I said, Joseph Gordon-Levitt is always good. For the most part, it's pretty safe bet. He does some interesting work. Second movie, boom, The Maze Runner. I had a real hard time watching this the first time. Like I said, I watched it with my little ones. I was like, all right, guys, we're going to watch this movie. And I passed out. And then it was just like, well, they shake me, and I'm like, huh? Like, the movie's over. Oh, was it good? Yeah, we liked it. We liked it a lot. You want to watch it again? Maybe tomorrow. We should watch it again. So, I had to watch it a couple times before I was able to make it through, because I said I fell asleep the first time. And it's not because of the movie at all. I was just tired. I have this thing where I'm like, I'm one of those people that are like, if I'm not moving around, then I'm usually sleeping. I can sleep anywhere. And so if I'm sitting down and I get too relaxed, I'm done. But this was a fun movie. I liked how it played out. It was very, I found it to be interesting the way that it did unfold. And like I said, it was told masterfully. Like I said, very cool. Now, the other ones is one of those things where it's like, okay, that's a progression. Okay, that's a progression. But you'll have movies that are cinematic, where it's like, oh man, such an epic conclusion. You know, such a cinematic conclusion. And then you have more or less like a, I don't know, TV conclusion. I feel as if the first movie was a good theatrical adventure, but I feel as if the twists and reveals were kind of like TV level. Not bad, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Fun film. Just no, it was not the greatest. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. Like I said, not bashing the movie at all. It's just, you know, there's some movies that like LA Confidential is another one where it's like, oh man, I hear such great things. I've tried to watch it more than a few times and fell asleep every single time. It was really hard for me to pay attention to that movie. That's just me. It doesn't make the movie bad. It just my personal experience with the movie. So, the third movie, boom, Kindergarten Cop, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Arnie. It's not a tumor, and he great. The little kids are doing great. Excellent comedy. I found out recently that the studio didn't believe in him in doing comedies when he did his first comedy, which I guess was Twins, and so they took pay cuts and then ended up getting bigger cuts on the back end of it, on the percentages of how much the movie made, and then on Twins, and then Twins was just successful, and they ended up getting like a super big payout from that. It's one of those things where it's like they took the risk, and so they got to benefit from that. So that was pretty cool. And like I said, proved that Arnold can do comedy. I've said he recently did drama, or he's been doing some drama stuff. Like I said, he does push himself. I believe that's the secret to Arnold Schwarzenegger's success, that he pushes himself to do something, something that'll keep him up. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, I can do that, yeah. It's like, oh, but you don't want to get stuck in just doing action movies. You want to go do excellent movies across the board. And I think that he had the eye for that. Like I said, he was able to get some really good stuff. Like Total Recall is amazing. It's not all action. Like the amazing parts of Total Recall are not necessarily the action stuff. It's one of those things where it's like he was able to be like, okay, I want to be in that because it's an effects movie, honestly. So, like, he's got the eye for it, and so that's good. Like, Rob Zombie, in my personal opinion, is one of those things where it's like I fell out of Rob Zombie movies because I feel as if he just kept on making the same movie. Not necessarily the same movie, but close. I mean, but like I said, just a personal opinion. I did not like the ending of House of a Thousand Corpses. I thought that it was very Deus Ex Machina, where just visual vomit at the end. Is like, what did I see at the end? But I liked the next one, and then I haven't seen all the other ones. It's like I just haven't got around to it as well. It was like you know what you're getting into, and you just kind of rode that line. And don't get me wrong, there's many people that have made a career of that. Him as well. Like I said, he's, I guess, still directing stuff, so that's cool. I don't know if he's got any new projects up. Monsters. It's okay. So I think it was just, no, yeah. But anyways, the point is to, as an artist, to push yourself to do that. But like I said, that was one of the things with the Monsters. Rob Zombie was pushing himself to do not some R-rated, I guess, gore fest, stuff like that. So that's good. I hope he challenges himself, and I think you can get some really interesting projects out of him after that. He did El Super Beasto, but it was the same formula. So it was like, anyways, maybe he'll be like Eli Roth. Eli Roth did Cabin Fever, but at the same time also did the Death Wish remake with Bruce Willis, which is a solid movie. And you're like, Eli Roth directed this? The guy that did Hostel? Oh, the guy that did Hostel did the Death Wish remake? Huh. Because it's like a legit action movie. It doesn't have those horror elements, really. I mean, kind of maybe, but at the same time, like, it didn't have... It was just a solid film. It was good. So, I personally, like I said, you kind of... One of the things I realized, like, when I've been talking to people and stuff like that, is one of those things where it's like, you sit there and you go, oh man, if I was in your shoes, I'd be doing that, and blah, blah. It's like, but you're projecting yourself into their shoes. You have to push yourself back and realize that they're in their own shoes, and you're not in their shoes. So if you're someone like me who's like, oh man, I would do this to get successful, and you should do this to achieve success and stuff like that, not everybody has the same desire to reach the success that you do, and other people may define success in different ways. So you have to understand that. Thank you so much for watching as I ramble on and just with a bunch of words explain that I have ADHD and my mind goes different places. I'm always thinking, always just rambling around. Fourth movie, I Spy. This is Eddie Murphy and Owen Wilson, right? Right? I believe so. But was it okay? Yeah. Was there a movie you could put it beside? Stealth? Like I said, Stealth was good too. Both of them had like super jets and stuff like that. It's not like I said. It's nothing. It's nothing where it's like the greatest movie, but I would, you know, watch I Spy probably if I had the options between like I Spy or Schindler's List. I'd probably watch I Spy more times. And not saying that it's better than Schindler's List. It's just Schindler's List is a lot to take. I'm not a big fan of dramas, honestly. But those are 4 movies, and I hope that made sense to you as well. As like rewatch value is very valuable to me and personal. Like that's why I'm kind of like blah, 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 on like David Fincher and stuff like that. And I don't want to just ramble on about David Fincher because I could, but it's like he makes these movies. Benjamin Button is a lot to digest, and when you're done doing it, you're like, yeah. I think I've watched it like maybe twice since it came out, and I'm good. So it's interesting. I hear Zodiac's good. I haven't got around to watching Zodiac, but like I said, with the case study of Benjamin Button and The Game and stuff like that, it's one of those things where it's like I probably should watch it once. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. I'm an artist and a physical media collector, and I'm going to be doing a video a day until I get a silver play button or a gold play button, or if I just run out of physical media to show you. But I'm so thankful for y'all listening to me ramble on and stuff like that. And if you watch this far, you're awesome. So stay awesome. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah. I thought it was good. Like I said, it's definitely watchable. It's like it didn't achieve like rush hour success, but it was good.